alarming.
Yeah. Namaskar and good evening. Welcome to India Tourism Mumbai's Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat webinar series. For those of you who are joining in for the first time in our webinars, let me tell you briefly about India Tourism Mumbai. India Tourism Mumbai office is the regional office of Ministry of Tourism for the Western and Central region and looks after matters relating to tourism and implementing the plans and policies of Ministry of Tourism in the region covering the states of Maharashtra, Gujarat, Goa, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and the Union Territory of Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu. We work very closely with the state tourism departments and the tourism industry stakeholders. We all know India is united by culture, and this webinar is aimed to promote the concept of Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat. Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat initiative was announced by our Honorable Prime Minister on the 31st October 2015 on the occasion of 140th birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Through these innovative measures, the knowledge of culture, tradition, and practices of different states and UTs are will lead to an enhanced understanding and bonding between the states, thereby strengthening the unity and integrity of India. In fact, India Tourism Mumbai celebrates the Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat, a major flagship program of the Government of India, by showcasing different cuisines, dance forms, festivals, handicrafts of the states and union territories, including its rich and varied cultural and cultural heritage. In fact, the union territories and states that are paired for the central and western region are the states of Maharashtra and Odisha, Gujarat and Chhattisgarh, Goa and Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh and Manipur, Nagaland, Dadra Nagar Haveli with Chandigarh, and Daman and Diu with Puducherry. And as I told you, one of the important objective of the Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat is to showcase the rich heritage and culture, customs and traditions of either states for enabling the people to understand and appreciate the diversity that is India, thus fostering a sense of common identity. In fact, the India Tourism Mumbai has been actively showcasing the rich culture and traditions of Odisha through various activities. And in fact, our presenter today, Mr. Tapan Mishra, has been integral part of all our promotions in Odisha. In fact, this is a part of a series where last week we had a presentation on the Ajanta cave temples by Subhash Jadhav. As we all know, India is united by culture. Even though Lord Buddha never visited the Kalinga, the present Odisha, during his lifetime, far away from the uh, hustle and bustle of the cities of Odisha and the river banks and the surroundings, still leave the remnants of Odisha's glorious tryst with Buddhism. The contribution of Buddhism in shaping the cultural heritage of Odisha and later and contribution in spreading the religion to Asian countries is a perfect example of symbiotic relationship. The webinar conducted by Shri Tapan Mishra will focus on the Buddhist heritage of Odisha with special emphasis on the golden triangle called Lalitgiri, Ratnagiri and Udayagiri. And let me introduce our speaker. Mr. Mishra uh, has had 23 years of experience in tour guiding. He is the regional level guide based out of Bhubaneswar in the eastern region, and with a remarkable achievement of covering the whole country except Arunachal Pradesh twice by road. In fact, he has done it twice from Odisha along with a Belgian tourist, and he has done almost 1 lakh kilometers during these trips on road. He is also been awarded the National Tourism Award by Ministry of Tourism in 2019 for the best tourist guide uh, category, and he also has the honor of being decorated by the state government of Odisha for 3 consecutive years for photography. Before we start, I would like to introduce you to Mr. Manas Patnaik, who is our special guest today. In fact, we are all very privileged to have Mr. Manas Patnaik. He, till yesterday, was the Deputy Director General in the Ministry of Tourism. He retired from active service yesterday, but We are in fact very privileged to have him. This will be his first appearance post retirement. Mr. Patnaik, coming from Odisha, is a treasure house of the culture and heritage and information about Odisha. In fact, I should personally share, we were in the same chamber in the ministry when I was in Delhi, and whatever I knew little about Odisha was through him. I would always jump upon him to ask when I am looking at some material for content for Odisha. Before we start, Manas Patnaik sir, we would request you to say a few words, and then I will ask Tapan to take it over. Over to you, Patnaik sir.
Thank you, friends and panelists. The discussion is centering around pairing of states under the Ek Bharat Shresh Bharat scheme of Government of India. And as pointed out earlier, the earlier presentation was on Ajanta. So aptly, it is matched with or equated with the diamond triangle of Lalitgiri, Ratnagiri, Udayagiri, which is also the Buddhist triangle in the state of Orissa. Well, my colleague Venkateshji had rightly pointed out that Lord Buddha had never been to Orissa during his lifetime. But it's quite strange that there are more than 200 sites related to Buddhism in the state of Orissa. In fact, Odisha is the treasure trove of Buddhism in our country, which has not been what you call unrivaled, or it has been unraveled, I would say, saying that the state is culturally rich, not only with Hindu temples, Jaina historic sites, and at the same time, Buddhist sites. Buddhism flourished here from 6th century BC and continued till 15th, 16th century AD. And the best place to see all these sites is the capital city of Bhubaneswar, where you land, see Lalitgiri, where the famous Battle of Kalinga was fought in the 3rd century BC, and which was a turning point for Buddhism. Here, Emperor Ashoka, after embracing Buddhism, he spread his Mahamatras, which includes his son and daughter, to different parts of the world, and this is how Buddhism spread. Well, friends, it's Buddhism is one aspect of the state of Orissa. You have a lot more to see, lot more to discover in the state of Orissa. For example, if you are fond of textiles, these operators, uh, uh, the national tourist guides like Mr. Mishra can take you to certain areas where you can find these items of specific interest or special interest to you. Similarly, for the foodies, Orissa is a treasure trove of food. If you talk about Jagannath temple, 56 varieties are offered every day. So it's quite mind-boggling, and the people love to eat, love to mingle culturally. Temples are abundance. You can in the earlier presentation I had seen also, right, the temple building activity started from 5th 6th century AD and culminated in 15th century AD. And some of these impacts of the Kalingan style can be found in Southeast Asian countries. With this, I will not take much of your time, and I would open the floor to my friend Mr. Tapan Mishra to speak more about the subject what we are going to hear and learn more about. That's Lalitgiri, Ratnagiri, Udayagiri. Thank you.
Thank you, Manas sir, for taking your time and accepting our invitation. Over to you, Mr. Tapan. We look forward to this wonderful journey of traveling across the Diamond Triangle. Welcome to our webinar.
My apologies, Tapan Kumar Mishra.
Tapan.
No issues, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, RD sir and Manoj sir for your kind introduction, and Manoj sir, especially for you for presenting Odisha in such a nice way. It's really such a beautiful state, very lesser known actually. That's why we say the best kept secret of India. We have certainly we are not explored too much, but we have a lot of things. If I speak of my city only, I mean this city of Bhubaneswar, capital city of Bhubaneswar, it's a nice location. It is. We have in one side the Buddhist monument of Dhauli, and Jain monument of Khandagiri, Udayagiri also. So see, it's very rare in India. In one place, we have the center is full of Buddha Hindu temples, starting from 5th century AD till 11th century AD. So we have all the temples. I mean, the development of temple architecture here you can see from 5th to 11th. Similarly, at the same time, the glorious part of our Buddhist heritage. I mean, the golden. I can say the golden page of Indian history. It's not only local history also. It's golden page of Indian history where we changed such a furious emperor into a Buddhist monk. I'm talking about Emperor Ashoka. So after the Kalinga War, you see, he changed himself. He embraced Buddhism here. So that's the golden page. I will go to it in detail a little later. That was my introduction. That the place within 10 kilometers of radius, we have Hindu sculptures, Hindu monuments, some live temples are there. Khandagiri Udayagiri is there, which represents Jain monument. And on the other side, towards Puri, we have Dhauli, that represents our Buddhist sculpture, Buddhist monument. So very rare combinations. I would like to welcome all the visitors, the panels and the viewers, my esteemed viewers. If you have not visited Odisha till now, please, after this pandemic, once you feel safe, you can plan your trip to Odisha, such a lovely place. So my point of discussion, today's topic will be Buddhist heritage of Odisha, with special emphasis on the diamond triangle of Lalitgiri, Ratnagiri, and Udayagiri. Sir, in general, we say we have golden triangle of Odisha. Like in North India, we have golden triangle, Delhi, Agra, and Jaipur. We have golden triangle in Odisha also called Puri, Konark, and Bhubaneswar. That is the golden triangle of Odisha, in between 135 kilometers of radius all between. And there is just such a beautiful marriage drive from Puri to Konark. As you know, Konark is famous for the only World Heritage Site. So besides this golden heritage, we have lesser known diamond triangle, which is now our point of topic today, Lalitgiri, Ratnagiri, and Udayagiri. Before going in detail to my slides, let me introduce you, have a little discussion on the Buddhism. As Manas sir has already told, Dattatreya sir also told, even if Buddha had not visited this state, we have it's a treasure trove of Buddhism in the land of Kalinga. We say the famous Chinese traveler Huan San had noted it down that he had seen 11 stupas made by Ashoka in this state, in Kalinga I am talking about. Even Emperor Ashoka had a stupa, had a monastery for his own brother, Tisha, a Theravadin Buddhist monk. So starting from the inscription on Dhauli, where after the Great War of Kalinga War, which is taken to be the first unofficial world war of that time, in which 10,000 people were killed, 1 million people were injured. That's why it is taken as to be the first unofficial world war. After that furious war, after looking to that bloodshed, as you know, Emperor Ashoka had had embraced Buddhism here. That's why I am talking all about this. We find the Ashokan inscription, rock cut inscription all over the globe in 9 places, I think. Out of 9, 6 we have in India, and out of 6, it's a privilege for us to have 2 in Odisha. One is Dhauli, another one in southern part of the state in Ganjam district. The exact name of the place is Jaugarh. And the inscription in Dhauli itself plays a very vital part. I mean, it's a very important one because here itself he had changed into, his heart was changed into a Buddhist monk. And after he was changed from a furious emperor to a Buddhist monk, and it was completely a big change. And the impact of his change in his mind is written in the, it's in the inscription. This inscription in Dhauli at the outskirts of Bhubaneswar, the capital city of Odisha, is a live example, live story of how he changed. For example, I will quote only one sentence out of that edicts, one line only. He used to kill hundreds of peacocks in his kitchen. I'm talking about Emperor Ashoka. He used to kill hundreds of peacocks for the sake of curry in his kitchen. After the war, he changed his mind and he ordered to kill only 2 peacocks and 1 deer in a day for his for the sake of curry in his kitchen. And offering of sramans, offering of villages, donating the villages. A lot of social welfare activities like digging of, providing drinking water facilities to the capital city of Odisha. So a lot of welfare activities were adopted by the emperor. So it is, my point is the inscription, rock cut inscription at Dhauli is a live story, a live impact. It's very live one in comparison to other inscriptions all over India. 6 places in India, 3 places out of India, that is 2 in Afghanistan and 1 in Pakistan. So with your kind permission, sir, may I go proceed towards to my slides here. My point, this is the slide number 2 here. We are, I want to show my esteemed viewers. Of course, everybody knows where is Odisha. This is the beautiful state in the east coast of Odisha, east coast of India, having the capital city of Bhubaneswar here, which is a modern city. It was built, it was designed by German architect in 1948, just after 1 year of our independence, along with another city of India, northern city of Chandigarh. The same architect had planned Chandigarh and Bhubaneswar. And here is Konark in the arrow. I hope you can see, all of you, the arrow on your screen. So Bhubaneswar, Konark, and Puri. This is the golden triangle. In my next slide, I would like to show you, these are the prominent centers of Buddhism, Buddhist heritage sites in the state. So coming from Tamralipti, here in the northern part of the state towards Calcutta, towards our major cities, prominent cities, Balashwar, Tamralipti, till up to south of Kalingapatnam, which is in Andhra Pradesh now, Dantapura. So from Tamralipti on the north till Dantapura, we have a lot of Buddhist heritage sites along with the coast, mostly in the coast. And also, besides the coast, we have in the major centers, in the western part of the state also, in near Bargat, Baud also, in the western part of the state also, we have a lot of Buddhist sites. So it is said how Buddhism came to Odisha. It's a little bit discussion here. Tapashu and Bhalika, 2 traders from Kalinga in the name of Tapashu and Bhalika, who came across Lord Buddha and had collected the tuft of his hair. It is believed that Lord Buddha had offered them the tuft of his hair so that they can preserve it, and they came back to Asintanjana, their native place, we believe to be in this part of Ratnagiri, Lalitgiri and Udayagiri, to preserve it in Kesa Stupa, which is the stupa which preserves which had preserved the Kesha, the hair. So from Tapashu and Bhalika, Buddhism came to Odisha, it is believed, and it is written in the Buddhist script, Anguttara Nikaya, that these 2 traders had brought Buddhism. Also, it is written in Vinaya Pitaka, another Buddhist text. And 2 people from Odisha again, Vasa and Vana, they had also came across, and they had heard the they had heard the religious discourse. They came across Lord Buddha and had spread the religious discourse, Buddhism in this land, in Odisha, So Tapasya and Bhalika and Bhasha and Vana are the prominent Odia people, the local people who brought Buddhism to this land, it is believed. So coming to my next slide here, the holy Santi Stupa, as you know, I have already given a little description just before. Even if this stupa, Santi Stupa in front of us right now in the screen, it is a very new one. Actually, it was built by by Nippon Association of Japan, just in order to promote Buddhism in this state. Wherever, they propagate and promote Buddhism, Nippon Association of Japan. So it was built in 1973 just to highlight the place of Dhauli, that it's a very important place from Buddhist point of view. The very ancient, the real monument is here, inscription of rock-cut inscription, rock-cut edict of Emperor Ashoka. Here is the rock-cut edict of Dhauli, just after the outskirt, at the outskirt of Bhubaneswar, which is inside the city now as the city is expanding day by day. And this is taken to be the first monument of Odisha belongs to 3rd century BC during that war of Kalinga war of 261 BC. This represents a half-cut elephant coming out of the rock, which represents the birth of Lord Buddha. As all of us we know, mother of Lord Buddha had a dream that one white elephant is coming out of her womb just before birth of Lord Buddha. So birth of Lord Buddha, birth of the Lord is represented either in the form of elephant and sometimes in the form of deer. That's why it is taken to the first monument of Odisha. Here it is from the wall of this stupa itself. How after understanding, how realizing his mistake, the emperor here falling down, surrendering before Lord Buddha. So here is Emperor Ashoka, the furious emperor, after killing so many people, and after realizing the mistake, he is surrendering before Lord Buddha that I have done a mistake here. That's printed. So a lot of stories from Jataka stories and life story of Lord Buddha we will find on the wall of the stupa at Dhauli. Here is Lord Buddha in Dhyana Chakra Mudra at Dhauli Santi Stupa. As you know, in the stupa, nothing to go inside. There is no door to go inside the stupa. Normally, we have the life history and life stories of Lord Buddha. Here at Dhauli, we have 4 images of Lord Buddha. In the front, Lord Buddha, the front first image facing to the pilgrims, to the tourists. This is on your screen right now. Is in Dhyana Chakra Mudra. And the other 3 are, one is in sitting position, one is in sleeping position, third one is in standing position, and the next one, the 4th one, is in Bhumi Sparsa Mudra, or the land touching image, land touching mudra. As you know, after getting enlightenment, Lord Buddha he expressed his gratitude to the Mother Earth. Dear Mother Earth, thanks to you, I'm obliged to you that I got my supreme knowledge, I got enlightenment. So these are the 4 images in and around at the 4 corners of the stupa at Dhauli in Bhubaneswar. So coming to the theme of this topic today is my special emphasis will be on Lalitgiri, Ratnagiri and Udayagiri, the diamond triangle of Odisha. This place is located 100 kilometers approx towards north and a little bit of northeast of Bhubaneswar, approximately 100 kilometers, and we have accommodation center also. Very beautiful hotel is there. Normally we can do excursion from Bhubaneswar. As you know, 100 kilometers hardly takes 2.5 hours to drive. So taking to and fro 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours, 5 hours of driving, and 3 hours approximately to visit all this diamond triangle. Ratnagiri, Lalitgiri and Udayagiri. So approximately in 8 to 9 hours, we can have a beautiful excursion from the capital city of Bhubaneswar, which has a lot of hotels starting from 2-star till 5-star deluxe hotels. Even Mayfair is there, Oberoi is there, which is Trident in the name now. Anyway, sure, Lalitgiri, Ratnagiri, Udayagiri, the point of discussion will be today. Lalitgiri being the earliest one among these 3, the earliest monastery among the Ratnagiri, Lalitgiri and Udayagiri, starting from 1st century AD. It was active, the practice of Buddhism was active here till 13th century. This is the monastery in your screen right now. And there are 4 monasteries in Lalitgiri. This is the monastery number 1, having a huge on the real in size. First in the step you can see half medallion steps. Like the lotus, the petals of the lotus, as the lotus is a very holy flower. In all the religions normally. So it is normally done in a half lotus medallion. And in the front, you can see some tourists are standing. Normally, when you enter inside the monastery, the image of Lord Buddha will be in the front. There will be open courtyard first. In and around the monastery, there will be cells for the monks. There will be many cells. Sometimes its number depends upon whether it is a 1-storied or 2-storied one. Here we have the courtyard, and the image of Lord Buddha is there. Sometimes it has been taken out to the museum. In some monasteries, it is still now there. So this is the cells right now. Cells for the monks, in the monastery, and courtyard is in the middle, is very clearly visible. This is the monastery made of bricks clearly, And you can see the very clearly the drainage system is there. It's a very interesting part. The rainwater drainage system was there in a Lalitgiri monastery. This is the, after going through the courtyard, if you go straight, you will find the image of Lord Buddha here. This is the image of Lord Buddha, half broken. I mean, the upper part is broken during time of excavation. This is in Bhumisparsa Mudra, or the land touching figure. I mean, of Lord Buddha, which is a very popular one. Little before I had explained. After the monastery, this is the upside-down Chaitya Griha. This is very rare of its kind in Lalitgiri. We have upside-down Chaitya Griha with a lot of motifs here. Lot of motive stupas, you see. Lot of votive stupas here. Maybe it has been arranged later for a beautiful decoration, but it is believed that the pilgrims or the monks, after completing their course, they used to offer these stupas to the university. Once after, it is believed to be Puspogiri, Bihar. I mean, the center of excellence, center of Buddhism, like Nalanda and Vikramshila. It was here, but taking together Lalitgiri, Ratnagiri, and Udayagiri, it was believed the Bihar was there, the university was there, but after the historians found the truth that it was not exactly here, it was in Langud Hill, few kilometers after here. So my point is like the Vikramshila and Nalanda, this was also a center of excellence, center of Buddhism. So a lot of monks were. It is believed that from 1st century AD, when the Bajra, when the Tantric Bajrajan was active, a lot of Chinese travelers were attracted to these places because it was very popular. Bajrajan sect of Buddhism was spread from Odisha to Tibet, Mongolia, and also Himalayan kingdoms of Leh, Ladakh, and Arunachal Pradesh, and China too. So a lot of pilgrims from China, they were attracted to study here. This is the stupa in Lalitgiri, the only stupa and very important one, because here we had found the tooth relic of Lord Buddha. It is believed to be maybe from tooth or from the bone. A relic was there it was discovered in 3 Chinese. This is the closer view of the stupa. 3 boxes were there, one inside another. The principal one, the first one was in Khandalite stone. The second one was in steatite stone. And then there was a silver. Finally, there was a gold casket which had contained some relic of Lord Buddha. It is believed to be directly from Lord Buddha. That's why it is very popular. This stupa is very important because the tooth relic was recovered from here. This is the casket I was talking about a few minutes before. This is the casket here. You see, one after another, the casket is there. And finally, this is the first one is the steatite stone. Second one is silver. And the last one is in gold. And in the middle, in the gold casket, you can see the relic of Lord Buddha. So this was found from Lalitgiri stupa. That's why among all the stupas in this region, this stupa has very important stupa. This is a lying Buddha figure here. You see, this is the final resting time of Lord. He is sleeping, you see. You can say Mahaparinirvana. So this is found under a very big banyan tree in Lalitgiri. A lot of images are scattered here and there. The place is so full of Buddhist images. Wherever you find, wherever you dig. That's why the excavation is never finished. My point is there, and it is going on still now. For the moment, it is of course stopped. It is going on in Udayagiri in 2-3 phases. So in and around all the zones there, around Ratnagiri, Lalitgiri, and Udayagiri, that is full of Buddhist images. This is the Vajrapani figure. As you know, Vajrapani and Padmapani used to stay by the side of Lord Buddha. They are taken to be the protector of Lord Buddha. So with his thunder and Padmapani with his lotus in one hand here, Padmapani and Vajrapani used to be, safeguard Lord Buddha here. Pragya Paramita is also there. So my point was, even if I have not recovered it, the Mahayana and Hinayana sect of Lalitgiri being the place of Hinayana and the Mahayana sect of Buddhism. As you know, it is three phases of Buddhism: Hinayana, Mahayana, and Vajrajan. And it is believed to be. Vajrajan was very popular around Bhaumakara dynasty, a local dynasty in Odisha. I'm talking about Bhaumakara, around 8th to 9th century AD. The tantric part of Buddhism, Vajrajan was very popular here, and it is spread from here to different parts of the world. It is believed to be, like before I was saying, it has been spread from Odisha. It has gone from Odisha to Tibet, Mongolia, Nepal, and some Himalayan state of Leh, Ladakh, Arunachal Pradesh also. And itself a local king from Sambalpur. Sambalpur is a very popular, as all of you know, Sambalpur is known as Sambalpuri sari. It's a dream of all Indian women to have Sambalpuri sari once in her lifetime. That's a western Odisha, a city in the western part of the state. We had a local king called Indrabhuti from Sambal. Now the present name is Sambalpur. Earlier it was known as Sambal. This king of Sambal, Indrabhuti, and his sister had propagated this Vajrajana. They had promoted this. So you see, that is the proof Vajrajana was spreaded from this land also. This is the colossal head of Lord Buddha. You see, such a beautiful, similar kind of a head also we'll find in Ratnagiri too. Colossal head figures you can find. This has impact. Similar kind, a similar kind of colossal head you can find in Borobudur in Indonesia, and also in Anuradhapur, Sri Lanka. So a lot of resemblance is there. And we say we are our stupas, our Botic stupas. I will show you a little later, had an impact of Indonesian stupas. I mean, they had followed, because stupas in Indonesia were built. Were constructed much later than stupas in Kalinga in Odisha. So there is an impact of Odishan stupas. And stupas from this place shown in Indonesian architecture, stupa architecture. This is called Naga Buddha. As you know, when he was in meditation, Lord Buddha was in meditation. Naga was there. King Cobra was there to protect. So it is called Naga Buddha. And you see the Buddha in his palm and joining his hands, I mean, in meditating posture. Dhyana Mudra Vishe. While he was in Dhyana, Naga was protecting him. This is the broken part of the Naga Buddha also. This is again from Lalitgiri. Some of the figures I'm showing you from the museum also, because a lot of things have been restored in the museum, because a lot of images have been broken during the excavation. I may repeat, out of the 4 monasteries, the first monastery was the earliest one, and the second one was built at the time of when Buddhism was losing its importance. The third one is there near the Chaitya, and the fourth one is also along with this stupa. This is called Jambala here. Jambala is the Buddhist pantheon. I may just have a little note on it. Like we have Kubera in Hinduism. Little resemblance is there. Like we have the god of wealth, god of prosperity. Kuber is there. You see, Jambala is also sitting on the pots of wealth here. Just down him, you can see on my scroll. I am showing you on my arrow here on the pointer. You can see he's sitting on the pots of wealth. So he is very similar to that of Kubera in Hindu religion. Here is also Lord Buddha with a umbrella on the top. This is a Lord Buddha found in Lalitgiri in skeleton body format. As you know, as he was for a long time meditating, he was meditating for a long time without touching water also. So the body was believed to be like a skeleton. So this is the hard truth, hard reality, how he was doing his meditation for the sake of enlightenment. This is again the entrance part of the one of the monastery at Lalitgiri, half medallion, and the pillars are there. There will be also wooden windows will be there in the cells. This is the plan of the monastery here. Once we enter from the northern side, the point of arrow is there here on your screen. I hope you can see it there. From the entrance, if you come across, this will be the courtyard in the middle. And this will be the production path, the veranda exactly. Veranda around the courtyard. And these will be the cells. These are the cells and the three corners, three parts. Except this one, there will be the image of Lord Buddha, which will be facing towards the entrance exactly. And around Buddha, there will be the Pradakshina Patha. I mean, you can roam around Lord Buddha here. And the cells will be on these two sides as well as both sides of the entrance also. This is the little part of from the Lalitgiri Museum. Gandhar influence of art is there. We have one figure of Lord Buddha in the Museum of Lalitgiri itself, having Gandhar impact of Lord Buddha having a big shawl on his, big cloth on his arms. Backside you can have it. You can see it like the Gandhar form of Buddhist art we say. So coming from Lalitgiri, we are right now at Ratnagiri. Ratnagiri is the golden jewel, I mean the jewel hill of jewels. Of course, there was no jewels in these hills. It shines like the jewels, it is believed to be. That's why it is generally called as Ratnagiri Buddhist Monastery. Hardly 12 kilometers from Lalitgiri. Ratnagiri is very close to Udayagiri also. So from Udayagiri and Ratnagiri are in between 4 to 5 kilometers of radius, whereas Lalitgiri will be a little bit far away, around 12 to 13 kilometers from these two sides. So here is the famous identification mark. I mean, this is a popular gateway of Ratnagiri Buddhist Monastery in blue chloride stone, along with mix with chondrite stone also. Very beautiful door jamb is there in front of us in the screen itself. You see mixture of blue chloride stone as well as chondrite stone is there. Here it is. Half of the, you see, this is the rolling down, I mean, like the plants. Half of the plants are done by chondrite stone, half is done by blue chloride stone, along with the figures of Tara and Vajrapani, Padmapani in the courtyard itself, in the front and as well as in the courtyard. And here is Gajalakshmi, like we have Gajalakshmi on our door jamb in Hindu religion also. Here in the door jamb we have Gajalakshmi here. So this is the famous gateway of the one of the monastery, I mean the biggest monastery of Ratnagiri. We have 3 monasteries here. Once again I repeat, we had 4 monasteries. Ratnagiri we have 3 monasteries. This is the principal one. And this is the second photograph of the same gateway. So beautifully clicked, you would say. It is very clearly visible here. And this is the figure of Lord Buddha again. Once you come across the, I mean, you go through the entrance and pass the courtyard, you'll see Lord Buddha facing towards you. Like some of the, during excavation, like I have 2 little parts of the image has been damaged. The nose is not there. And it is in 3 parts, you see. The body is in 3 parts. First part is here, middle part is there, and third part is down there. And along with on the both sides of Lord Buddha, you see Vajrapani and Padmapani are there, who are the protectors of Lord Buddha. This is the colossal head again, like I was telling you, one was there at Lalitgiri. Here at Ratnagiri also, that very similar, like I was telling you, like in Borobudur, Indonesia, and Anuradhapur in Sri Lanka. This is the stupa, and a lot of votive stupas are there in and around. So here it is Padmapani once again holding Padma, the lotus in his hand. Pani, as you know, in Sanskrit we say hand, Pani in Sanskrit. So Padmapani, I mean, in one hand he is holding lotus, and stupas there are a lot of stupas, Along with the stupa here, a lot of votive stupas will be there. This is the stupa, the architectural style I was talking a few minutes ago. Like this has impact on Indonesian architecture also, the Buddhist architecture. The exact similar style they do it. So it is believed to be, it is the impact of from this land. The architectural, Buddhist architectural style of Indonesia is also very similar like that. So this is the stupa at Ratnagiri, the brick stupa. Here, like in, we had no relics, of course, was recovered, but it is believed to be all the relics, I mean, all the stupas contains or carries sometimes some kinds of relics of Lord Buddha. But we have no proof exactly here at Ratnagiri whether there was some relic or not. This is the courtyard inside the courtyard of the monastery. I mean, this was a two-storied monastery having 24 cells in the ground floor. I'm talking about the first monastery, monastery number 1 of Ratnagiri, having 24 cells in the first floor. It was a two-storied, it is believed to be, and beautiful door gateways and door jambs are kept here. And there is a treasure house here. The one special cell was there to store their treasures. Even if we know they didn't have treasures, maybe something to eat and some little things to have clothing patterns, I mean clothes and something like that. They don't have any materialistic life. I mean, they don't believe in it. So this is the monastery here, and this is the gateway. I mean, at the entrance of a Ratnagiri monastery, we have Vajrapani, Padmapani, and Tara also. Lot of Buddhist pantheons there. Lot of Buddhist pantheons there to welcome the visitors at the door gate. These are at the entrance, and some of the figures after the courtyard also you will find. This is the Lord Buddha in the Dhyana Chakra Mudra. So this is the monastery number 1, which carries image of Lord Buddha, along with just outside of the monastery number 1. And in around everywhere also there, we have a lot of votive stupas here, votives here. In between the votives, you see in the center of the votive stupa, we have Buddha in different figures, particularly in Dhyana Mudra, sometimes in, I mean, in meditation posture, and sometimes in land touching or Bhumisparsa Mudra. So in the middle of all the votive stupas scattered here and there, we have the images of Lord Buddha there. And the monastery number 1 at Ratnagiri is believed to be done in 2 phases. First in 5th to from 5th to 8th century it is believed, and the second is from 8th to 10th it is believed. So in 2 phases it was built, but Buddhism was practiced here from 5th to 13th century AD. So Ratnagiri carries, it speaks about a lot of pantheons, lot of, all the phases of Buddhism it has seen, starting from Hinayana, Mahayana, and Vajrayana. Along with also Lalitgiri was active from 1st to 13th century AD. This is Ratnagiri I'm talking about now, was active from 5th to 13th century AD. And this is of post-Gupta period it is believed to be. And that is a post-Mauryan period. Lalitgiri was a post-Mauryan period, and Ratnagiri was post-Gupta period. This is the stupa. The second one the third one I'm talking about, stupa at Udayagiri. Is a very typical stupa. I mean, having at 4 corners, 4 cardinal points, 4 dhyani mudras, 4 Buddhas in dhyana mudras, and dhyani Buddha we say, meditating Buddha in east, south, north, and west. So in the stupa here, we have 4 meditating Buddhas here. This is the monastery, I mean the ruining part of the monastery at Udayagiri. After the Ratnagiri monastery, I am here at Udayagiri after the 4 kilometers. It's only 4 kilometers radius from Ratnagiri. So this is the ruining part of Udayagiri itself, having also Dhyana Mudra here. And courtyard, it is believed to be, it is said that it is also there, not believed exactly, 14 stupas there. I mean, it's the huge area. Lalitgiri is also a huge area, and this is done in 2 phases. The excavation is not complete at Udayagiri right now. A lot of things are expected again here. So we have 14 stupas till now, I hope this can be shown. This is the stupas here from a distance you can find. You see, it's a mixture. I mean, scattered along here. Like we have in Udayagiri here itself, I'm talking about. We have images of Tara at this point, Tara, Manjusri also, Vrikiti, Hariti, and Chunda, Avalokiteshwar, Maitreya, Aparajita. This is, I'm talking about all Mahayana set of Buddhism. Vairocana and Vashudhara is there. The images of all these Buddhist pantheons are found here, there, which speaks about Mahayana was active here. Also at Ratnagiri also, Tara, Vajrapani, Padmapani, and Aparajita, Heruka, Hariti, and Zambal also there. Zambal also there. So it is believed that that this place was very popular for Mahayana sect of Buddhism. So after Hinayan, Mahayana was also active here. And later we have Tantrajana, Vajrajana, the tantric sect of Buddhism, tantric phase of Buddhism. Here is the stupas of Udayagiri from a distance itself. Lot of stupas you can find there. And here is Tara, Vajrapani, Padmapani images will be there. And with a beautiful drainage system also find here at the Udayagiri itself. Here is Dhyani Buddha, Buddha in meditating posture found itself. This is Padmapani once again, holding the lotus in your hand at the outskirt of the, just outskirt of the stupa at Udayagiri. Say, usually like I was telling you, there is a beautiful step well here, which is believed to be providing, used to provide drinking water at that time. This is from a distance, you can see the same stupas with the Tara, Vajrapani and Taptapani are there. Buddha again in land touching figure in Bhumi Sparsha Mudra here. Lot of damages will be there, of course. And a beautiful stupa is there. It is said to be in a Botic hall of that time. Now we are after covering Ratnagiri, Lalitgiri, and Udayagiri. We are here at Langudi. Langudi is believed to be a very popular place, just nearby the place. Like I was telling you, if we are we are talking about Chinese Huensang. He has mentioned Pushopopili, Puspagiri Bihar. Puspagiri Bihar was exactly at Langudi. It is said. Like Lalitgiri, the first monument I was showing you, the first monastery, it is said Lalitgiri Chandraditya Bihar. It was Bihar is a monastery. Where the center of excellence, center of knowledge was spread there. It's a Bihar. And similarly, Udayagiri is known as Madhavapura Bihar. I do once again repeat, like Lalitgiri was Chandraditya Bihar. Udayagiri is known as Madhavapura Bihar. Ratnagiri also known as Ratnagiri Bhikkhu Arya Bhikkhu Sanghasya. So these are the viharas, the holy places spreading the knowledge of Buddhism. And when we talk of this Puspagiri Vihar, that is centered around this Langudi, which is a very popular place of the historians have found the proof that exactly Puspagiri Vihar was here. Like we have when we see there was the till there was an attack on in 12th century in Nalanda. Bhaktiyar Khilji had attacked Nalanda and Vikramsila. Then Vice Chancellor of Vikramsila had taken shelter in Kalinga itself, it is said. And there was no attack from Khilji here exactly. So this is all about here, Langudi, which is a very famous place. You can find rock cut stupas. Till now we have found independent stupas or votive stupas in and around Ratnagiri. Here at Langudi, very speciality is there. These are the rock cut stupas, beautifully done on the mountain here, along with images of Lord Buddha in meditating posture in Bhumisparsha Mudra. So I hope I have covered a little bit of Ratnagiri, Lalitgiri, and Udayagiri. the diamond triangle of Buddhist diamond triangle of Odisha, along with Langudi. Besides that, we have a lot of places in and around, approximately 200 sites you will find in and around here, the whole state, which speaks about the Buddhist treasure trove of this state. So I do hope my esteemed viewers as well as the panelists, they have enjoyed my talk, and I have touched a little bit of Ratnagiri, Lalitgiri and Udayagiri. So thanking you so much to be with me till now.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Tapan Kumar Mishra. It was an amazing, in fact, a knowledge for all of us, especially who have been to Odisha earlier also, but somehow have been missing it. So
Thank you.
I just wanted to check with you, if you are planning a trip for this the Diamond Triangle, how many days can it be covered in one full day from Bhubaneswar?
So that I was telling in the beginning,
Yeah.
it can be an excursion, completely full day excursion. If you start at 8 o'clock from the capital of Bhubaneswar, definitely you will come back to your room by maximum 6 o'clock, maximum, along with your refreshment and a lunch on the way.
Okay.
So a full day excursion is exactly a very good one. Still, then I do repeat, sir, there is a beautiful hotel also there nowadays. You can have a little bit of, I mean, a very fantastic sense of being far away from the crowd. Like all these stupas are built far away from the crowd. So the hotel is also near Ratnagiri, just down the Ratnagiri hill. You can have a beautiful, lonely life. I mean, if somebody wants to have the taste of it.
Excellent. And
Okay.
in fact, we have Mr. P. Ashoka from Chennai. He is, in fact, one of our own regional level guides, and he wants to know a few words about the ASA Museum at Ratnagiri.
Exactly, sir. There is a beautiful museum just at the hill, on the hill itself, having a treasure trove of a lot of belongings from the excavation site. There are 4 rooms exactly in the Ratnagiri Museum, and it is closed on Friday. Normal timing is from 10 to 5.
Excellent. Uh,
Sir, may I ask a question?
yeah,
Please,
please
sir.
go ahead. Yeah,
Please.
please identify yourself.
Yeah, I am Professor Sampath Swami from Pondicherry University. I am heading the Department of Tourism Studies. So I was working as a regional guide for almost 15 years in the state of Odisha. So I was the second batch guide. Uh, so Tapan is my younger brother.
Yeah, I know
And
him.
so I convey my best wishes. But I used to, I must have gone to Ratnagiri, Lalitgiri and Udayagiri more than 100 times, and I have accompanied FIT and GIT. When we used to do the guiding, there was no provision of overnight stay at Ratnagiri, Lalitgiri or Udayagiri. Now, in 2014 probably, 14 or 15, there was an international conference on Buddhism, and sponsored by Minister of Tourism, Government of Odisha, in association with International Society. So I could see one accommodation unit operated by Tosali Group of hotels. But the Mr. Mishra, who has suggested that it is an excursion, but I wish to suggest instead of having an excursion, it becomes a very hectic trip, because it cannot be completed in a day. When a person comes to Odisha to see the Buddhist heritage, Buddhist art and architecture and the culture which flourished in 3 sites or 4 sites, so it becomes very hectic. And though the road has been improved, traffic has been become low, but I wish to submit to you that let the tourists be motivated to stay
Have a
overnight
night halt there.
in Ratnagiri. They can have wonderful experience of sunset and sunrise. At the same time, apart from the Buddhist art and architecture, they can also see, experience the village life, typical village life, and
Yes, exactly.
typical village life. Even a dinner can be arranged in somebody's house, and I may say the homestay concept can be promoted.
Yeah.
Concept can be promoted in Ratnagiri, only in Ratnagiri, and to some extent in Lalitgiri. Udayagiri is far away from the villages. But even then, Ratnagiri and Lalitgiri, there they can see the evening life, the evening, especially the sunset, the morning sunrise, and the lives of the people of the villagers in the morning, how they are very active in the morning. So probably instead of promoting only Buddhist heritage, if there can be a blend of heritage and the Odisha rural culture, even the agri-based tourism can also be promoted, because this is a these particular three sites are located in the banks of the river Brahmani and Virupa. So therefore, these lands in the bank of the river are very fertile. Even many tourists from different countries may have the interest in the different crops, and it happens to be from November to February. It happens to be the peak season, and the footfalls of the tourists would be more at that point of time. And we can detain the tourists there 3 nights. And we need to create, because it does not require huge investment there. It requires the overnight stay. Even homestay would be enough. There are wonderful concrete houses. The people nearby the Ratnagiri and Lalitgiri can be encouraged to accommodate the guests in their houses, and tourists will have different authentic experience. Let me give you the example of Hampi, Badami, and Patadakal. Because no, we need to compare it. Many tourists, they wish to stay there overnight. They can see everything in 3-4 hours. So, but there are tourists, if they given an opportunity, as I'm sharing out of my experiences, because my experiences may be outmoded or outdated, but I don't know how far my experience will hold good in the present context. Mr. Tapan may correct. So, but what I see, the potential of the place is, the tourists should stay there in at least a night or 2 nights. Probably they will value the Buddhist heritage or architecture. So I wish Mr. Tapan may speak a few lines. Will it be feasible or value for money for a tourist to stay there a night or two, if he wishes, or if the group wishes to stay? Mr. Tapan, would you please reflect upon that?
Very good question, really. Very good point. I mean, it was not exactly a question, it was a nice suggestion. I would like to suggest everyone to have a night out, definitely, because if you go on an excursion, definitely it's always, any excursion is hectic. Any means it's 100 kilometer I have introduced you in my first part. So 100 kilometers of radius, I mean, in one way, is definitely will be hectic. And by the time when you have your night out, like Mr. Swai has exactly mentioned, that you can have a glimpse of rural tourism. Rural tourism will have a very big impact along with the monuments. So if you go on monuments, that's okay. But rural tourism, I do remember when I take my clients to Ratnagiri, Udayagiri, and Lalitgiri, and the way I see fishing, very natural one. It's not arranged one. It's a very natural one, fishing. I mean, rice plantation, sometimes rice harvesting also, November, December. If you are in July, August, the green scenery. So rural tourism will be a touch of rural tourism if you have a night out there. Like you have already mentioned, it was the hotel came around in 2014 or 15, around that. Before there was no possibilities to stay there, and there is a possibility now. Of course, I mean, unfortunately, we don't have homestays in that zone till now. I hope government will think over it, and homestays will be very typical, as you know, to stay with your family is much better than to stay in a hotel. Of course, both has their own charms. I'm not objecting to anyone, but once you stay, definitely you see a rural woman putting a light candle in front of his deity. I mean, the village deity will be very charming. Sun is everywhere same. Sunset, sunrise. I do appreciate your suggestion, but it will be same everywhere in the world. Like you have sunset, sunrise in Bhubaneswar and Odisha, same will be in Japan and Ethiopia also. But that will be more touchable. That will be more impressive if you have a touch of rural tourism exactly. So I do add a little bit. We have a beautiful painting called rice painting. exactly, it's not rice painting. To make you all understood, I told it rice painting. It's made out of rice powder. We say jhoti. Very typical painting, sir. You'll be amazed to see it is available from the month of Margasira, is a local month I'm talking about. It falls around in November, some part of November till end of November to December, Margasira, and the painting is done to welcome Goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth and prosperity. You know, everybody wants money, definitely. So we welcome Goddess Lakshmi in this auspicious month of Margasira. And that painting in all Odishan houses, unfortunately, the mud houses are going away. I mean, vanishing day by day. After the super cyclone of 99, it's a pity that we have lost 95% of our mud houses. I mean, traditional houses, the houses with thatch house with a mud walls, and that mud walls having that rice painting is so beautiful. And we find a lot of these while traveling to Ratnagiri, Lalitgiri, and Udayagiri. So that will be a very nice point, really. I mean, it's obviously a welcoming step. I'm talking about my point from my point of view. If my tourists suggest, I will definitely suggest him or her to have a night halt at Ratnagiri so that we can have slowly and steadily we can discover the Buddhist sites. We can keep it in our mind, not to just to make it in a hurry, and along with rural tourism also with glimpses of all parts of life. So that will be, and there is a provision right now, like I do repeat again, we have a very good hotel from the Tosali group, and they are very hospitable people, fine rooms, excellent, not so expensive also. It will be a nice idea to suggest to your tourist or to suggest or to talk about themselves to have a night halt at Ratnagiri.
So Tapanji, thank you for
thank you so much.
Thank you for defending.
Thank you
may
so much.
take only 1 second, ma'am. Ma'am, 1 second. Please allow me. Just to add the value to the stay, because as I know, there are a number of villages around this Buddhist site. There, evening the cultural activities can be organized. There are a number of cultural activities. The villagers are known for that. The evening stay will be very meaningful and enjoyable. That I wish to suggest. So therefore, a tourist who feels to stay there a night or 2 nights, if activities will be arranged, and activities, because no, many tourists may not be interested much about the Bhotif Stupa, Maitreya, Avalokiteshwara, Vajrapani, Padmapani. These are all okay, fine, because they are the special interest tourists. They do go there. But if the cultural activities can be blended with the Buddhist art and architecture visit, probably tourists would feel to stay there. So that what I find that many tourists would be interested in the future, because after the COVID, if the villages, the local panchayat can be integrated with the tourism activities being promoted by travel agent and tour operator, even the Tosali hotels. And I wish the tourism department of Government of India, located in Bhubaneswar, may coordinate with the tourism office of the Government of Odisha to encourage at least 2 to 3 homestays. And because no, it doesn't require huge investment, so only it requires to train them and to train the households how to maintain their houses clean and sanitation and other things. Probably tourists will feel to stay there long. Means long in the sense 2 to 3 days. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. I think we have lost Venkatesh, sir. Sir, are you back? Venkat, sir, are you back? Can you unmute yourself?
Me.
Okay, so I would like to thank on behalf of India Tourism Mumbai office, Venkat sir. I think he is having some connectivity issues at his end. So thank you for that insight, Tapan sir. And thank you, Manas sir, for joining in for the session. And we had a wonderful session today, knowing more about the Buddhist circuit in Odisha. Thank you, participant, and do connect with us. We will be having lots more knowledge series of India Tourism Mumbai office. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, madam, for bringing an award-winning guide and
Thank
you have really caught on the right person.
Right.
So
Thank you, sir.
to speak about Ratnagiri, Lalitgiri, Udayagiri. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much.
the
Before you wind up, my name is P. Ashoka from Chennai. Well, Tapan, good evening.
Good evening, Ashokaji.
I've been to Ratnagiri. In fact, I was one of the pioneers who discovered, along with